Alright guys, how's it going? Welcome back. Well, today we're going to pick up quite a cheap car. I've just had a call from my colleague at the garage and this has just arrived in part exchange. It's a VW Touareg, you know, Volkswagen's full-size SUV, and I've just bought it for £5,000. Now before you think, well, that doesn't sound cheap, you know, they've been making the Touareg since 2003, you can pick them up for £2,000. Yes, I know you can, but not one like this. What I bought today, ladies and gents, is a Mark II. This one's a 2011 well, I say new shape, it's 14 years old, but it's new in my head. It's the newer shaped Touareg. It's a 3-litre TDI, V6 automatic, it's in black. I haven't seen it yet, but I got a text message from my colleague with a photograph of it, and it looks all right. There's what looks like a little bit of body damage to the offside front wheel arch, but that could soon be sorted. But yeah, I just thought £5,000 seems very cheap. This came as a trade-in against a Range Rover that we had in stock. And I'm pretty sure at £5,000, this is probably worth 8 retail, maybe 8.5, maybe 9. Depends how much needs spending on it and how nice it is. I don't know much about it, to be honest. I know that it's done 104 or 106,000 miles, so not too high for a 14-year-old car. And it's been described to me as being quite tidy, so I'm quite optimistic. I've just stopped by the garage now and picked up the Juan key for it. There's only the single key. But, you know, not the end of the world, is it, on a 14-year-old car? I'd have preferred it to have had 2, of course, but you can't have it all ways, can you? And at £5,000, it's not the end of the world. You know, looking at this key, it does look quite complicated. It doesn't look like a standard Mark IV Golf key that I could get cut for 75 quid. That, I imagine, will be at least £300 at a VW main dealer. So I think we'll leave it with just the one key. What I'd quite like to do with this car is give it a full service, give it a clean MOT so it's ready for sale, give it a full valet and detail. We're not going to bother with the key, but what else could we do? Maybe service the automatic gearbox, then we'll get that done as well. I very much doubt that with 105,000 miles on the clock, I very much doubt that's been done. So I think we should get that done as well. So maybe spend £1,000 on it? Maybe £1,000, so it owes me 6. And we should get 8.5, so there's a decent profit margin really. So I think that's the plan. I don't want to get ahead of myself though, because like I say, I haven't seen it yet in the flesh. I've only seen one grainy photograph of it sent from my colleague's iPhone 5, whatever he uses. So it isn't the best picture, but it looked all right. Now one of my other colleagues, because we're always short of space at the garage, has dropped this off at my mechanic's car park, so that's where we're heading next. So I'll give you the full walk around tour of it, we'll have a look at what it needs, and then take it from there. We'll take it on a test drive and make sure it pulls and drives in a straight line. And yeah, hopefully we've got some profit. Fingers crossed. Right then, well, there she is. That looks all right, you know. You know what? In my mind, that looks like a 15 grand car. I know it's not, of course, but that still looks modern. I mean, it's a 2011 car, so it's 14 years old, but looks pretty good. It's missing its reg plates. You know what that means. I can treat it to a new set. It's obviously had a private plate and the previous owner must have kept their plate. In fact, I'll read through the text message in a minute. Just make sure my description's all right. That looks quite straight though. Looks quite tidy. Body looks okay from afar. It's got the nice roof rails on it. Decent wheels. In fact, they don't look like they need refurbishing. Because they're quite small wheels with chunky tyres, the edges of the wheels have been protected. Right, as always then, let's do a quick car vertical check. Now it's really important that you do one of these checks before you hand over any cash for a used car or motorbike. It's really easy to use. All you do is go to carvertical.com, and I'll leave the link below in the video description as well, and then type in the reg or the VIN. It's as easy as that. And by the way, this isn't just a UK thing, it works in like 35 different countries. So it's had a bump in Budapest or a crash in Croatia, this will tell us. Right, let's type in the reg then. We're gonna have to go back to my text message from my colleague. So, right, Matt, there is a Touareg, okay, undergoing a private plate change, yes, there we go. You know what, it'd pay dividends if I actually read through text messages properly, wouldn't it? I'm just always in a rush. Here we go then, right, the reg is Bravo Tango 60 Whiskey Juliet Julu. Right, check vehicle. This won't take too long now and it will give us a thorough, detailed report. So it'll tell us if it's ever been stolen, written off, had a mileage drawback, or has it done in finance on it. In addition to that, it shows you the ownership changes, the MOT history, the reg plate changes, which is quite useful, and a whole lot more, so definitely check them out. By the way, if you want to save yourself 20% off each and every check that you do, then use my promo code HIGHPEAK. That's HIGHPEAK, all one word, HIGHPEAK, for 20% off each and every check that you do. Right, as easy as that, the report's ready. So view the report. The mileage is fine. We've got a green marker there. Now it's done in finance. We're green there. No recorded damage. That's good. One previous owner found. Okay. Never been stolen. Right, last known mileage was 102 and it's fairly steady ever since. That's good. Finance and legal status, that's all clear. Damage, no recorded damage. No natural disasters. Okay, right, taxes. 12 months VED here in the UK is 334. Sawn in place, no. Gross weight, 2.8 kilos. So it's a VW Touareg Estate 2011, 3 litre, 236 brake horsepower, diesel, automatic, right-hand drive, black. Then we've got the spec here as well, so that's good. So the last owner change was done in 2015. That's quite good. Then it had a private plate on it. Right, okay. That's all clear then. We should at this point then go and have a look around it, shouldn't we? Make sure I don't write anything off. You can see, I mean, it's quite obvious really, but the little bit of damage to the front wheel arch just looks like it's missing its black plastic trim. Doesn't look like there's any damage to the paintwork though, which is good. Let me park this up then, we'll go and have a look. It's a nice day today. Should have warned you, shouldn't I, before wearing shorts. Got my legs out. It's like 26 degrees, which is unusual. Well, how tidy is that? I'm well pleased with that so far. I shouldn't say things like this, should I? There's going to be an engine light on now and it's going to be chuffing and in limp mode or something, but visually, it's all right. Cosmetically, it's fine. I can see a Goodyear Eagle down here, so that's all right. It's got plenty of tread. It's on like 4 mil of tread, I think. It's pretty decent. Panel gaps look okay here. So it doesn't look like it's had a whack. That's all good. Moving around the front here, headlamps are okay, they don't need buffing. To say it's done 100,000 miles, the bonnet isn't all chippy. No chips in the screen that I can see. It does look good with those bars. Again, panel gaps are good. Check these indicators here because these always seem to crack. They're all right though. Pretty decent. We've got a matching Goodyear Eagle on this side, on the back. Again, yeah, the wheels don't need refurbishing. They're pretty good. I think with a clean and a new centre cap, that'll be all right. Look at me saving money. Panel gaps are good. All good. Got rear parking sensors. They were probably standard, weren't they? It's a V6 TDI Blue Motion. This was right from the era when VW were fiddling around with their emissions figures and MPG figures. I was going to say allegedly then, but it was very much proven. They were very much proven guilty. A couple of little scuffs here, but I think we can polish those out. Don't forget this is only like a plastic rear bumper. We can touch those little marks in. That's acceptable. We've got our third Goodyear Eagle here on about 3.5, maybe 4 mil of tread. Pretty decent. Brake discs look okay, don't look ropey. Again, panel gaps are good. I can't see any signs of bog in the doors or anything. You know, here's something to look out for actually when you're looking at a used car. If you want to see what, well, I don't know, I'd have to show you an example. If you want to see if a car's been, you know, badly repaired and it's got bog in the panels, go down the side of it like this and try and get its reflection. If it's all sort of rippled, where it doesn't give you a neat reflection, then it's probably full of bog. Right, again, tiny little dent here, but that's all right. This is well tidy. Little bit of yellow paint there where someone's come into contact with an AA van. Right, so this is the black plastic trim that's missing all the way around there. But it doesn't look like it's had paint. It's just missing the trim. So it's either, I don't know, it's gone missing somewhere, somehow. Someone's cable tied the wheel arch liner back. So I'll order a new piece of trim then, that's no problem. Going back to tyres there, we've got a matching set of Goodyear Eagles, which is always a good sign, I think. If you put decent tyres on a car, it's a good sign that someone's actually spent some money on it and not ran it on a shoestring. As soon as I see like Linglongs and land sales and stuff, I just think someone's ran this on a very tight budget. And chances are, if someone's putting Linglong tyres on a car, they haven't serviced the gearbox, they haven't, you know, changed the EGR, they haven't put proper fuel in it. Or that's just me being judgmental, who knows. Right, well inside then, it's a bit grubby, but it's actually in decent condition. It's a low spec model this, we've only got manual seats, not electric. A little bit of wear here to the bolster. It hasn't broken through, but it looks a bit scruffy. Perhaps we get some black boot polish on that or something. Tidy it up. Looks very modern though, doesn't it, for a 14-year-old car? This, by the way, was way better than the first generation Touareg, because they were very truck-like. Although I quite like the interiors, this one's much more car-like. So we've got 4 electric windows, heated mirrors. Do we have a power lift tailgate or not? No, we do not. In the back, we've got some dog hair, some sand. Yeah, it's just been used as a family car, hasn't it? But it's very tidy, really. Got original mats. This will clean up quite nicely. Cup holders there, look at that. Some sort of cover here for your cigarette lighter. This is all quite tidy. Quite pleased with this. It's just been used, hasn't it? I wouldn't say abused, just used. So we've got no tow bar, so no one's been pulling anything, which is always a good sign. I know something like this can tow, it's not a problem, but I always think when I see a big ugly tow bar, it's been pulling some big hefty caravan or trailer. And it just puts extra strain on the rear suspension, the gearbox, the engine, everything really. This is nice, I like it. The wood trim wouldn't be for everyone, but I quite like that. It's like my white Range Rover, that's got a nice wood trim as well. More dog hair, more mess, but it's all quite nice. We've got heated seats, although they were probably standard. Got a auxiliary point there. We've got an air-conditioned glove box for your sandwiches, so your egg mayonnaise sandwiches don't curdle. Service history then, service schedule, let's have a look. Have a look at it. It's come from Swansea, this has. So its first one was October 2011, VW, Sinclair VW, Swansea. Then it's been to Ross on Wye, where Richard Hammond lives, in 2012. Then 2012 again, Ross on Wye. Well, that was a busy few months, wasn't it? So in May 2012, it'd done 40,000 miles. And in December 2012, it'd done 60,000 miles. Very busy. Then another one, 2017 at 75. Guywood Motor Company, Romley. Annual service, MOT. Another one in 2019, so these are on a 2-year interval, at 83 at Guywood Motors, so it's a local car, this. And then nada más. Okay, right, nothing more, that's it then. I'll have to see if there's any more paperwork at work, because occasionally they just forget to stamp the book. There might be a pack of receipts and stuff on my desk in the office. I'll have to go and see. Let's have a look under the bonnet then. Oh, we've got a sticker here. Oh, that's from VW, isn't it? Yep. Okay, we might need a bonnet cable because there's no resistance there at all. Oh, there we go. Right, bonnet strut's fine. Now this 3-litre TDI, it's a V6 diesel and it's used by the Volkswagen Audi group in all sorts of stuff. So it's used in the Q7, A6s, Touaregs, Phaetons, everything. And it's not a bad engine. It's quite thirsty even though it's diesel, and I'm not sure if this era suffered with them as well, but the previous generation, the 3-litre, I think it's the same motor, they have a timing chain at the back and it can stretch and rattle. So what you want to do is when you start it up, listen out for an audible chain sound. If it sounds a bit chainy, you're into like a £3 bill. So it'd be better just to walk away really and find one that doesn't rattle. Needs a good clean, but it's all quite honest under here. No obvious leaks that I can see. No signs of corrosion, no signs of accident damage. Basically, when I say these kinds of things, you just want to look for things like this. All the nuts and bolts and screws and stuff, and make sure they don't look like they've been off recently. because that could indicate that it's had a whack and someone's repaired it, but all this looks quite original. That's all right. I think we need to fire her up then, don't we? Then we'll take her for a spin. I quite like this. It's all quite modern. Just noticed here we've got all the vents are all smashed. Someone's obviously had like a mobile phone holder here and then jammed it in and then broken it, which irritates me a bit, but we'll pop that in there. I imagine we could buy a new one of those from eBay, so we'll have a look. It's a bit reluctant there, but overall the whole build quality on the second generation is far better than the first. So we've done 105,000 miles, Radio X. Wait for my glow plug lights, foot on the brake. Well, that was as quiet as a church mouse. No rattle at all. In fact, I don't know whether you can hear this or not, but that's really well insulated. Can't hear that engine one bit really for a diesel. Quite impressed. So we've got cruise control, got multifunction steering wheel. See if this air conditioning works because it's rather warm today. Oh yeah, straight away that's blowing cold. That's good. This is all quite good really. We've got loads of fuel, over half a tank. Should use this for a few days, shouldn't I really? See if my windows work. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro. Full house of windows, very good. So we'll have to book this in with Tameside transmissions, get that done. I imagine that'll be a few £100. What are we going to spend on it? The tyres are all good. So we're into maybe £300 for a full service, a couple £100 for the gearbox service. The trimmer on the wheel arch there might be 150 quid, maybe, who knows. VW know how to charge sometimes, don't they? I think my £1,000 budget could be quite doable. Air conditioning is ice cold. Right, I'll tell you what then, let's get this out on the road, see how it performs. It should, fingers crossed, should perform quite well. Do my folding mirrors work? No is the answer. Oh, hang on. Before I complain, they do. Look at that. Results. Right, let's get this on the road. You know, there are some days I get a text from my colleague with a car that's just arrived in part exchange, and then I go and look at it and think, wish I hadn't got out of bed this morning because that is just a complete nail and I'm guaranteed to lose money on it. But this isn't one of those days. This is quite a decent car, really. Bit of loose trim there. Look at that, fix something. Genius. Right, needs a good clean. But I'm convinced here we've got some profit. So far then so good, it's quite smooth. The brakes aren't locked on. Doesn't sound like we've got any broken springs, broken coil springs, everything's quiet. I stuck my trade plates in the window so we're all legal, by the way. We'll have to call Harrods and get some plates made for it. She pulls well. You know what, I'd have this. It's quite a cool car, you know. Quite solid over the bumps, it's quite tight. Doesn't feel all loose and knocking. The gearbox is okay, it's quite smooth. Seems to pull all right. We're not in limp mode. Like I say, my air conditioning is ice cold, which is nice. There is a bit of black smoke there on acceleration. We might have to then, well, we're going to give it a full service anyway. Fresh fluids and filters I think will help. Chances are, you know, as well, if this has been a local car, you know, based on its service history, if it's just lived in the village of Romley for the last 5 years, it's probably just been around town. Probably hasn't been on a long run, so it could probably do with a good old blast down the motorway. Get rid of all that build-up of soot. It's quite smooth though, steering feels good. I've got no warning lights on at all, no engine light on. I was wondering then why I was in S mode, sport mode, but then I realised it's a compass and I'm heading south. Idiot. This feels way more modern than it actually is, you know. If you put a private plate on this, you would never guess how old it was. Right, are we up to temperature yet? Yeah, we are. Oh, she is smoking a bit. Like I say, I'm pretty sure that that's just a build-up of rubbish and probably an overdue service. we'll get a full service done, that should help. It's all right though, this feels quite dynamic. Sounds good. You get a little reassuring whistle from the turbo there. When they're working properly, these engines, they are pretty good. I remember having the same one in my Q7 years ago, and they do fly. They're really good towing vehicles actually, because they're really torquey. This feels quite nice though. We've got no privacy glass either. This is all nice and original. Now I think we can do something with this. Full service, MOT, fix the broken vents, service the gearbox, replace the trim that's missing, give it a good clean, touch in some marks, replace the reg plates, and then we've got maybe £2 worth of profit. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? A couple of grand profit for a change, rather than a horrendous overspend and then trying to scramble and claw back my investment money. Personally, I'd prefer it if it was a slightly better spec. I quite like electric seats as opposed to manual. Although having said that, once they're set up, aren't they? Unless you're constantly swapping cars and stuff with, you know, your family or whatever, there's no real issue there. This feels quite nice. This was from an era when VW actually made quite luxurious cars. After that, kind of all went downhill and everything got very cheap. No, there's nothing wrong with this at all. Well, apart from what we know. A few little bits, and that's it really. The pollen count must be high today because I've done nothing but sneeze. Yeah, this is all right. Quite pleased. Sound like a broken record, don't I? I've said that a million times. I'm just shocked. I thought a £5 Mark II Touareg would have been a bit of a dog, but it's not. We've got DAB. Have we got sat nav? Is it enabled? Yes, we've got sat nav. This is all right, you know. It's pretty good. Right, I'm going to head down to my mechanics now then, book it in for a full service and an MOT, ask them to sort out any advisory items if they find any, and take it from there. Even my brakes feel pretty good. It's not pulling. There's no judder, either through the steering wheel or through the brake pedal. It's pretty good. I'm going to also ask them to order that trim unless it's horrendously expensive, in which case I'll have to call some breakers yards and try and find it myself, but hopefully it's not too silly. You never know with main dealer prices. Sometimes they're really reasonable, and other times they just completely pull your pants down. Anyway, give me maybe 10 days, a week to 10 days, and I'll have this spun round for you. We'll have a nice presentable car at the end of it. Feeling quite optimistic. Weird. Strange feeling. And we're back in my cheap VW Touareg, which is now fully sorted and ready for sale. It's passed its MOT, so it hasn't got a single advisory item. I've had the full service done. The gearbox service is booked in for next week. They were really busy at Tameside Transmission, so sadly they couldn't get it in sooner. But this time next week, it'll all be done. So we're pretty much there. Now, after we last spoke, I took this down to my mechanics and asked them to give it a check over and then do a full engine service and a clean MOT. I also ordered some high peak reg plates for it from Harrods, so as soon as they arrived I dropped them off at my mechanics and asked them to fit them too. I know what you're thinking, yes, I could have fitted them myself, and I would have fitted them myself normally, but it was on the MOT ramp and they couldn't MOT it without a reg plate, so they just screwed them on for me. Job done. Now interestingly, and perhaps I shouldn't be surprised, but I always am with this job, it passed its MOT with not a penny spent on it. Didn't need anything doing. Now, although the service history wasn't the best on this, I spoke to the local garage in Romley who'd looked after it 4 or 5 years ago, and I asked them if they had any more service records for it, and it turned out they did. So they stamped the book for 2 more services that hadn't been stamped, and we're now up to date. So, perfect really. In fact, since it's had its new fluids and fuel filters and air filters and all that stuff, let's give it a bit of a kick down, see if it still smokes. Behind me is a Discovery Sport. I'm hoping to still see this after kick down. Oh yeah, nothing at all. Nada. That's good. Over the moon with that. You never know with old diesels, do you? You half expect them to be a little bit smoky, but as clean as a whistle. When it was ready at my mechanics, I picked it up and I took it to Tameside Detailing for a full valet. And, I mean, it was quite clean already, it wasn't too bad, but it now looks like new. I'm really pleased with it. I think for £5,000, I've swum the channel, really. The trim that was missing on the driver's side front wing, that's been sorted now. I got a new part from VW and then clipped it on myself. Okay, one of my colleagues clipped it on for me because I wasn't there, but I still ordered the part and paid for the part. So, you know, I can take some credit for that, surely. I'm pleased that was quite a simple fix. I think it was like £146 or something for the part, which is a bit pricey for a piece of plastic, but whatever. I couldn't have really got it from elsewhere. Why are you beeping? Parking sensors, the car in front's just rolled forward ever so slightly. What else have we done? Oh, that's what I need to do. In fact, I'll do this in a minute. When we're parked up, I'm going to look on eBay for a new air vent. I forgot all about that. Looks a bit of a mess. I called Tameside Transmissions for a gearbox service, and they said it would cost about 300 quid. But they're really busy, as they always are, so they'd get me in next week. All I need to do now, really, with this one is get it back to work, photograph it, and then make an advert. And it should sell. I'm fairly confident with this. I think it looks like an awful lot of car for the money. Not entirely sure what to advertise it for, but I think on this occasion, well, I say on this occasion, we always do this, don't we? We're going to go up to my favourite little spot, work out how much this owes me to the penny, and then we'll see what it'll do. I've got no real idea what it's worth retail-wise. It'll be worth 8 grand, doesn't it? Maybe a tad more. We'll see. We'll do a bit of research. Just bear with me. In the words of Toto, hold the line. It drives really well, this, you know. I mean, it always did, but I didn't like the little puff of black smoke out the back. But now that's gone, pretty good. It pulls like a train. It's nice and quiet. Got no timing chain rattles. It's fairly solid over the bumps. All good, really. All good. Right. Now, if you remember, I paid £5,000 for this car, which was a bit of a bargain. Get my little calculator out. Are you ready? So, £5,000 is the purchase price. Then we've got the bill at my mechanics. Bear with me a second. Now, it had an oil filter, air filter, fuel filter, pollen filter, MOT test fee, and some labour. So my total bill was £326.97. So £326.97. Then we've got the cost of the reg plates. They were £15. Then we've got the £146 for the trim. We've got £70 for the valet, and we've got, I'm not sure exactly, but around £300 for the gearbox service. That takes my subtotal to £5,857.97. What we're going to do now then is head over to eBay, who aren't the video sponsor, by the way, but they can be if they like to get in touch. Matt at High Peak Autos, why not? Right, what we need is a VW Touareg. What do you call it? Heater vent? Driver's side. Let's have a look. Don't say you've got to replace the whole lot. Surely not. Why can't I just replace that little bit? And more to the point, oh, here we go. £25. That's it, isn't it? That looks right. Right, well, we shall order that then for £25. We'll add £25 to the total. Where's it coming from? Ipswich. 5-star auto salvage. Shout out. Buy it now. We shall have that delivered straight to my mechanics for speed. There we go. Confirm and pay. Job done. Right, so we shall add £25 to the total there. What else have we got to spend? Is that it? Why do I always forget things? I should write a list, shouldn't I? Trim, mechanics, valet, gearbox, plates, vent. That's it, isn't it? So my grand total then is £5,882.97. So let's see what this will do retail then. If we go to Auto Trader, we'll log into my dealer portal, the back end, and load it onto my website. Right, so we'll enter the reg, BT60 Whiskey Zulu Julia, I think was the reg, and we've done 105,000 miles. Search vehicle. So it's got a trade price of 4,964 with a retail of 8,1. So if we add that into stock, so it'll definitely do 8 grand and it owes me just under 6. So there's £2,000 worth of profit there, which is pretty good going. I wonder if it'll do any more. You know, now this has had its gearbox service, full engine service, and it's quite a nice example. Maybe it'll do 8.5 perhaps. We could try 8.5, couldn't we? You can always reduce. One thing this doesn't do, the Auto Trader thing, is it doesn't add the spec. So if we go down to the spec sheet here, what have we got here? We've got front and rear parking cameras, no. Dynamic sound, no. No. Sunroof, nope. Interior features, okay, this might not be the best spec, actually. Usually when you add the spec onto this, then it pumps up the retail price. So you type in the reg, then the mileage, then you do your advert properly, and then it sometimes then, if it's a specky car, it will pump up the retail price. Otherwise you end up underselling something. Anyway, that isn't the case with this one. But still, I think It's certainly 7,995, but I think we'll try 8,495 because it's quite a nice one. That's pretty good going. It's quite a good exercise then, isn't it, really? And we've given some TLC to what's quite a nice car, which is the whole point of these videos, isn't it, really? It's what I've been doing for 10 years. Not on YouTube, but just in general. Anyway, thank you once again for watching. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't done already. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. I'll leave the links below. And yeah, cheers guys. See you next time.